Teamster Power 767 Reality Check with Jeff Schenfeld and Garfield Hooper.
So how's everything going today, Garfield?
Oh man, you know what? I had my last doctor's appointments for my back today, and they gave me a clean bill of health, and I'm back to work, 100%.
Good. Very good to hear. That's what we want to hear. Back to work, making the money, doing what you have to do, holding management accountable, right?
Oh yeah, that's a full-time job in and of itself.
It really is. It really is. So today I'm going to look to you, Garfield. You tell me what you want to talk about.
Well, I'll tell you what has been a really big problem for us, and from what I'm hearing, it's been a really big problem around the country, is Article 12 violations. And if you're not familiar with Article 12, that is basically, let's see, what's the name of the article? Polygraph and time clocks. Now, I don't really know where polygraph comes in here, but basically the gist of this is they can't change your time card without your permission.
Absolutely not.
And
if they're going to give you less time, basically, they cannot, they can't anyway. They just have to let you know when they're changing it.
Yeah. And my stance has always been, like, if you have a question about what time that I put in for how I ran my route today or whatever, then, they want us to use our phones for everything. Why don't you pick up the phone and call us? Text us in the dyad board the next day. Hey, what's going on with your time card? Can you let us know, why you clocked in 30 minutes early yesterday? Oh, I was there for a safety meeting. Oh, okay. But instead, they want to go in here, and this has been a huge problem for us. They wonder why people don't want to be involved in the safety committees. The hell, they can't get paid for them. Yeah. What's been happening
the thing they do also, it's like, when they say to you, well, we're only giving you, it's this time of year, we're only going to give you this many hours. Oh, so safety doesn't matter now?
Yeah.
Oh, so safety doesn't matter. And what? You don't want to pay us?
Yeah.
Is that what it is also? You want to mess with our time cards? Yeah. It is always something with them. Yeah. They're always violated. Yeah. They're always the moving party in terms of violating the contract.
Yep.
Most of the time.
Well, in our center, I believe by itself last year was paid out like something around like $40,000 in that big 05-06 decision that happened last year.
Yeah.
Them changing people's time codes from 05 to 06 or from 06 to 05. And you would think after a big payout, the company would be like, okay, we need to put a stop to this. But, I had a conversation with my division manager, and it seems to be that, SOP is to adjust everybody's time cards to, start time every day. I'm like, well, I'm coming in 2 days a week. I'm coming in early, one for a steward meeting and one for safety. Yeah. I'm coming in, 15, 30 minutes early, at least twice a week, every week. And, I go to check my time card and it's been changed. And I'm a responsible adult. I check my time cards to make sure I'm getting paid right. But I shouldn't have to. I shouldn't. No, this is a $1 billion company that I shouldn't have to make sure that I'm being paid correctly by this $1 billion company. They should just be like, oh, this is the time he clocked in. We're going to pay him from the time he clocked in to the time he clocked out. But now
it's such a simple thing that they make so difficult. And, it's, how they tell you, if your start time, let's say you look at your board, just going off the beaten path here, they say, it's, your start time is this today. And your board says a different time.
Yeah.
Don't touch it because, they've always said, don't touch it. I've never, I don't change the time. I said, okay, make sure you put the right start time, whatnot, because they were terminating people.
Yeah.
They were taking away their seniority, and because they were changing the time. Like, okay, they didn't, they changed their time because of this. Like, they can't have it one way, then have it another way. Yeah. And then they want to, change your time. Like, okay, wait a minute, you worked this many hours, you came in for safety for this. They're always, they like to muddy the water. They really, really do. And it's very simple. Do not touch our time cards unless you ask us.
Yeah.
That's it.
It's simple.
It's simple, right?
Yeah. I settled grievances today for somebody that, they went in and saw the supervisor before they left on a Saturday, on a 6th punch Saturday, back before the contract was put into place. And, the supervisor said, hey, I'm going to turn you pay actual. And the guy, it was like 10 minutes till he had 8 hours. He's like, no, I don't want to go pay actual. You saw what time I was going to go on. I gave you an accurate ETA. If you wanted me to go help somebody, you should have sent me out. I'm clocking out and going home. You don't touch my time card. What did he do?
Yep.
Touched his time card.
So did someone tell the BA?
No, L. The BA was informed, but we filed a grievance. We talked with management the next week. We got it fixed. He got his extra, I think it was I want to say it was 20-something clicks, so maybe it was a little more than that, something like that. They got him paid, but they got him paid a couple of weeks. He ended up getting that amount of money put on his paycheck by a couple of weeks later. So it was instead of just doing it correctly the first time and not doing that, now you're paying an additional, what is it now? 4 hours for the first 2 weeks? What does that say?
Yeah, it's 4 hours. Yeah, and then by the second pay period, it becomes 8 hours each week after that.
Yeah.
So it's just funny how they talk about their new payroll system and this and that, but it's and this is the new language, exactly what it says. If the payroll error for a full-time employee is not corrected within 2 pay periods, the payroll error penalty described above shall be increased to the full-time employee's full daily guarantee, which is 8 hours.
Yep.
I mean, it's simple. They don't seem to care. And just FYI also, if the payroll error involves a part-time employee, the penalty pay shortage described above, which are not paid on the second scheduled workday, shall be equal to 4 hours times the part-time employee's regular hourly rate. 4-hour payroll error penalty for a part-time employee shall continue to be paid for every full pay period in which the shortage is not corrected. So they up the penalty for part-time and full-time. And they're supposed to have this new payroll system, by 2026. They say, and here's the language. We have to speak specifically to this. Within 30 days of the implementation of the employer's new payroll processing system, but no later than January 1st, 2026, the following shall apply. The payroll error penalty described above for full-time employees shall be increased to the employee's full daily guarantee for every full pay period in which the shortage is not paid after the second workday, which is basically what we said. And, do we believe that their new payroll system is going to be good? I mean, do we believe it's going to be halfway good? At all?
Everything is half-assed with this company.
Yeah.
And the thing is, if people don't call attention to this, if you don't file your Article 12s, file your Article 17s for these 15 and 30 minutes or these 05 to 06s, this company is going to be able to pay for this new payroll system with your money. With the time you worked, the amount of money they save not paying you for the time you worked, they're going to be able to pay for this new payroll system.
Well, no, absolutely. And, they hope that people won't miss 20 clicks and they'll just be like, whatever.
Yeah.
And then if they do that for every part-timer, every driver, how much money are they making off? How much money are they siphoning off? How much money? I mean, it's ridiculous.
Yeah. When you add,
it's
when you add that, when you think there's what, how many UPS Teamsters are there? 300,000, 400,000?
Yeah, about 300,000.
300,000.
Yeah.
20 clicks times 300,000. That's a lot of money.
Yeah. That's it is, and at the time it seems small. But when you add it up, it's a lot. But it's the principle that they're doing it. They're, once again, like supervisors work, they're stealing.
Yeah.
They're stealing.
Yep.
And they do it on purpose.
Yep.
They're, like I said, because they're hoping that people won't say anything. They'll be like, it wasn't a big deal. It wasn't a big deal.
Yeah.
And that's how they get over. They do. They prey on the weak, and, and they're hoping that everyone will just be like, oh, okay. But that's why everyone needs to speak up. Everyone needs to know. Everyone needs to know what to speak up about. So hopefully they will. This has been going on since the dawn of time, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it's just absolutely crazy. And to think that they're going to do the right thing when the company, it's one big ego. They want it their way, whether it's going to be good for them or bad. They want it their way.
Yep.
And they're going to do certain things they've done over the years to get to where they've always been. And it's things like that with taking 20 minutes here, 20 minutes there, hoping they'll, but they claim it's an error, right? They claim it's a mistake. Once is a mistake. Twice it starts getting in, 2-3 times it's a pattern.
Yeah.
So I think we're well into the pattern by now.
Oh yeah.
It's just ongoing. It's just, but listen, that's what we're here for. We're here to educate. We're here to tell people, hey, there are things that you can do. And I have to tell you, I sent it to you today. There was a comment made by someone that they really appreciated us, helping them work through the contract language, listening to the podcast. And we appreciate that. And, for Garfield and myself, we're doing this for that very reason. That's what it's all about for us.
If one person hears this episode and thinks to themselves, "Oh man, I need to start checking my times," and they say, they're shorting me here and there, you get that money. And if they put it off to a couple of weeks to pay you back, well, that's a couple of weeks of penalty pay that you get to get. So that's much more money in your pocket. And since apparently the only thing we can do is throw money at these issues, then hopefully, the amount of money will become untenable for this company to continue to put up with this stuff. Hopefully somebody will say, putting forth, paying 4 hours for a 10 minutes that somebody shorted somebody on a shift. Somebody will say, well, that's too much. Why are we doing this when all we had to do was just pay this person 10 minutes?
Yeah. Yeah. I know. And it's $50. Anything less than $50 for full-timers, anything less than 25.
Yeah.
There's no penalty pay on it.
There's no penalty pay for that.
So,
I understand. I forgot about that part, but you're right.
Yeah. So just want to clarify that. So there are numbers that you have to reach so you can actually get penalty pay. But and again, if one person tells another person, and everyone starts getting educated, there it is right there. Then, we've, done what we set out to do, is educate every member. I mean, that's it. That's why we do this. There's no other reason.
Yeah.
We want to educate. And it's a great feeling when people, respond back and say, you helped me. That's great. That's a good feeling.
It's good. It's good feeling, like empowering other people to help themselves.
Yes. Yep, absolutely. It empowers them, empowers other people, and then so on and so on. And this is what we want. This is exactly what we want. So, but I'm glad we covered this because it's very important.
Yeah.
People need to know, and we don't want the company getting over. And the more people that know, they're going to be held more accountable. That's it. Yeah. I mean, they're getting away with so much now. More people start getting there, educated on this. It's going to be less and less and less, and and that's what we want. I'm glad we covered this, Garfield. There'll be other times where we cover it again. Certain things, certain situations come up, but this was some basic stuff that we really needed to talk about, that members needed to know about. Thank you, Garfield, and I'm Jeff Schenfeld,
and I'm Garfield Hooper.
You have yourself a good day.
Our experiences deal largely with the Southern Region Supplement. This is just an information podcast, and if you have questions, it's best to contact your local steward or business agent.
And remember, strong people stand up for themselves, but the strongest people stand up for others.